All right, Northwestern getting ready to receive. Notre Dame getting ready to kick off. Here we are. The ball game's just about to start from South Bend. Steve Oracco boots it. It's up in the air. It is coming back down to the Northwestern 15, where Frank Aschenbrenner takes it on a 15. He's running laterally across the field. He's up to the 20, up to the 25, and he is knocked down on the 24-yard line. Northwestern's Frank Aschenbrenner, the left halfback, took that ball in. Oh, how he ran. Eddie Nemeth, left guard of Northwestern, injured in the very first play. Taken out of the ball game, but he's walking over. Bobby Voigt shakes his hand. Eddie Tunnelcliffe carrying the ball, gives it to Art Marakowski. Marakowski gains nothing. Comes laterally across the field some 30 yards, but goes down the field for not a yard. Northwestern running out of a T formation. First period, no score as yet. A crossbuck with Eddie Tunnelcliffe carrying the ball. Tunnelcliffe is hit down behind the line of scrimmage. He's thrown for a 2-yard loss. Oh, Mr. Leahy has really got these Fighting Irish fighting. There's a foul on that play. A foul on that play. Referee blows his whistle. Billy Fisher, left tackle, is in arguing with the referee. Apparently it's going to be against Notre Dame. No signaling yet by the referee as to what it's for. Clipping. Called on Notre Dame, 15 yards. And here comes Notre Dame changing its defense. We'll call that in a minute. A flip pass thrown out to Art Marakowski. Marakowski is thrown for a 5-yard loss. Marakowski dumped for a 5-yard loss. Northwestern unable to make a single consistent gain this afternoon. Ralph McGehee in at left guard for Notre Dame gets through and spells him. Ball has been moved back to the Northwestern 33, and thanks to a 15-yard penalty, the Wildcats have picked up one first down. T formation, Burson calling the signals. A shovel pass this time goes to Ed Tunnelcliffe. Tunnelcliffe gets to the 40, and he's knocked down on the 41. He went through for about 8 yards then, picked up the 5 they'd lost on the preceding play, and picked up a good 4 in addition. Let's give him a 9-yard gain. It is going to be third down coming up now, 6 yards to go. Way out to the right comes Ed Tunnelcliffe, Way out to the right is Ed Tunnelcliffe in a wide-open formation. Ball is given to Art Marakowski. Marakowski's up to the 45. He's across the middle of the field. He's down in the Notre Dame territory. He's stopped on the Irish 48-yard line. And it's Northwestern riddling the Irish line now. Notre Dame looks superb in the first few minutes of this ball game. But suddenly this Northwestern Wildcat team has sprung to life. Comes Northwestern out of the huddle very quickly. The Wildcats give the ball this time to Aschenbrenner, and he is thrown for a loss. He's dumped back on the 49-yard line. Billy Fisher, captain and left tackle, and Notre Dame is the man who does the throwing. There's a loss on that play of 2 yards. It starts as a 5-2-2-2 defense. But as the play begins, it gets to be a 6-1-2-2. That's the first time I've ever seen that defense used. Here's a quick crossbuck given to Frankie Aschenbrenner. Aschenbrenner right straight through the center of the line. He goes through for about 5 yards. So with the 2 yards that they lost on the preceding play and the 3 picked up on this play, it gives them a net of +3. It'll be third down coming up now, between 6 and 7 yards still to go. Unbeaten Notre Dame trying to check a Wildcat team which is apparently inspired. Third down, 6 yards to go. Northwestern's ball. Aschenbrenner way out to the right. Burson hands it off this time to Ed Tunnelcliffe. Tunnelcliffe gains nothing. Tunnelcliffe slips. He loses about 2 yards. Tunnelcliffe on a wide sweep around end. This soil, this dirt it's sloppy going. It isn't exactly wet, but the mud is heavy. And his cleats dug into the mud, and it went flying out from under him, and there was a loss of about 2 yards on the play. All right, fourth down, 8 yards to go. Mike Swistowicz is going back in safety position. Frankie Aschenbrenner back in punt formation for Northwestern. 4th and 8. Way back goes Frank. He fumbles the ball. He's going to have to run with it. He is running with it. He's back to the 50, down to the 45, and he's swarmed under onto the 44-yard line, and it's Notre Dame's ball. A bad pass from center. Alex Sarkeesian puts it back where Frank Aschenbrenner can't handle it. Aschenbrenner has to go reaching for it. He can't get the kick away. He has no choice. He has to run with the ball. He doesn't make a first down. It's Notre Dame's ball, first down, and 10 yards to go on their own 44-yard line. Here's the Western defensive team onto the field. We'll call them in just a moment. All right, it's Notre Dame's ball now. Frankie Tripucka calling these signals. First time the Irish have had the ball today. A crossbuck this time and a fumble. It's a fumble, and I believe Northwestern has recovered. I believe the Wildcats have recovered, but there's a horn in the play. First time Notre Dame gets the ball. Frankie Tripucka tries to hand it off to Emil Sitko. Sitko isn't there to get it. Northwestern has recovered. Northwestern has recovered. Northwestern takes over, 1st and 10 on the Notre Dame 44-yard line. They had recovered the ball of the penalty. Naturally, they took the play. It's Northwestern's ball. First down, 10 yards to go. The ball is given to Ed Tunnelcliffe. Tunnelcliffe goes down to the 40, goes down to the 39, and he's knocked down on the 30-yard line. And there is another horn in the play. Oh, man, they're really calling a penalty on this. Out of the last 4 plays, we've had 3 penalties. Let's see who was offside or who did what. Haven't had any signal from the referee yet. Oh, it's a penalty against Northwestern. Illegal use of hands called on the Wildcats, 15 yards. Well, that evens up the penalties today. They've both been penalized 15 yards. Ed Tunnelcliffe way out to the right this time in a wide open formation. Don Burson calling these. Burson back for a forward pass, finds his man, shoots it down, and a beautiful catch made by Frankie Aschenbrenner. Frankie goes high into the air. He pulls it down for the Wildcats on the Notre Dame 41. He's hit immediately by Jerry Groom. And it's a second down coming up now, and about 6 yards to go. A gain of 14 yards on that play. Northwestern really is tearing into the Irish. First period of the ball game. No scorers yet. Way out to the right comes Ed Tunnelcliffe, the right halfback. He's out to the left. It's Burson this time, giving the ball to Art Marakowski. Marakowski goes all the way down to the 31-yard line for a 10-yard gain. And Northwestern's got a first down on Notre Dame's 31-yard line. The Wildcats driving deeper down into Notre Dame territory. And you can hear their supporters. They've come out from Chicago en masse. Here comes Northwestern out of the huddle. Burson calling the signals. He gives it this time to Frankie Aschenbrenner. Aschenbrenner for 3 yards. He powers his way between left guard and left tackle. A flip pass to Art Marakowski. The interference is in front of Art. He's down to the 20. He's down to the 15. He's knocked down on the 17-yard line. Not only is he knocked down, he takes the referee down with him. Ball goes all the way down to the 17-yard line, and it's another first down for Northwestern. Actually, in the first 3 minutes of this game, even though Northwestern did have the ball, they couldn't gain an inch. They were losing yardage, but now they seem to have found the spark. Ed Tunnelcliffe way out to the right. Play is resumed. Don Burson calling these signals for the Wildcats of Northwestern. He hands it off this time to Art Marakowski. Marakowski is piled on. He gets up to the line of scrimmage, and Jackie Fallon, the right tackle of Notre Dame, says, "Brother, not through here." No latitude whatsoever. He gives the ball to Marakowski. Marakowski's down to the 15. He's down to the 10, and he's knocked out of bounds on the 10-yard line. Art Marakowski out on the 10 by Mike Swistowitz, the right halfback of Notre Dame. Oh, it's going to be awfully close to another first down. It's going to be third down coming up now in less than 2 yards to go. Northwestern driving deep down into Notre Dame territory. They're down on the Irish 10-yard line. Burson calling the signals again. He gives it to Frank Aschenbrenner. Aschenbrenner just about makes a first down. He stopped on the 9-yard line. Billy Fisher, Ralph McGehee, Marty Wendell all stop him. They may bring the line sticks into measure to see whether this is or is not a first down. Notre Dame digging its cleats into the ground, right on the shadow, if there were any sun today, of its own goalposts to see if they can stave off the Wildcats. It's fourth down coming up. A yard to go. Northwestern's ball on the Notre Dame 9-yard line. And it's the first period of the game with no scorers yet. Ball is given this time to Aschenbrenner. He's into the center of the line. I don't think he made it. I think Notre Dame stopped him cold. There's a pileup on the center of the line, and Notre Dame takes over on their own 9-yard line. Oh, you could just hear the people sighing on all sides of the stadium. Some in despair, some in joy when Notre Dame braced and held. First down, 10 yards to go. Notre Dame on its own 9-yard line. A crossbuck this time. Terry Brennan. Brennan's up to the 10, the 15, the 20, and he's knocked down on the 20-yard line. Terry Brennan running the ball out of danger. He goes from the 9 to the 19, a gain of 9 yards. Almost a first down. In fact, I think it is. They may bring the line sticks into measure, and they may not. It is second down, less than a foot to go. Defensively, Northwestern is using a 5-man line. 3 men backing up that big line. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle. They picked up 9.5 yards on that last play. Frank Tripucka's back in the quarterback. Gives it to Brennan again. Brennan over the right side of the line. He goes to the 25, and it is a first down for Notre Dame all the way up to the 29-yard line. Terry Brennan on 2 running plays picks up 10 yards apiece. He runs it up to the 29. So it's first and 10 for Notre Dame on their own 29. And Terry Brennan has pulled the Irish out of a hole. They were back on their 9 a moment ago. They're up to the 29 right now. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly. Frankie Tripucka calling these signals. With Brennan in that backfield, that Notre Dame team looks wonderful. Here's the pass off this time. Mike Swistowitz. Swistowitz into the center of the line, and there is a flag. A horn and a flag on the play. Horn and a flag on the play. There was a gain of about 2 yards by Swistowitz, offside on Notre Dame. So they will lose the 2 yards they picked up, and they will be penalized 5 in addition. All right, back to this ball game in which the score is Notre Dame nothing, Northwestern nothing. Terry Brennan again. He went over the right side of the line, and he went up to the 29-yard line. Remember, Notre Dame was just penalized 5 yards for being offside. Brennan just made it back up. So here is a substitution at right end for the defensive team, which is Northwestern. That is Stone Cipher is into the ball game, and Chuck Hagman has gone out. All right, it is Notre Dame now with a wide-open formation. Brennan way out to the right. A pass to the left, however, to Johnny Pinelli, the fullback, and he is stumped for a 5-yard loss. He springs forward, gets back to the line of scrimmage, but I believe his foot touched the ground just about at the line of scrimmage. Don Stone Cipher and this great Wolverine team, as a matter of fact, it was last year, was leading them 14-7 when Northwestern started a comeback. They threw a pass right into Stone Cipher's hands in the end zone. He dropped it. All right, Notre Dame out of the huddle right very fast. Frankie Tripucka calling these signals out of a T formation. Mike Swistowicz to the right. This time the ball is given on a lateral to Gianni Pinelli. Pinelli to Brennan. Brennan's up to the 30, up to the 35, up to the 40, up to the 45, crosses the midfield stripe, and he is knocked out of bounds on the Northwestern 49-yard line. Notre Dame beginning to show its vaunted power. The Irish run the ball up to the middle of the field. They took over in their own 9-yard line. We still have 4.5 minutes of playing time remaining in the first period. Score is Notre Dame nothing, Northwestern nothing. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly. Frankie Tapuka calling these signals out of a T formation. He's on a crossbuck, gives it to Gianni Pinelli. Pinelli into the center of the line, and he gains nothing. 3 minutes remaining to be played in the first period. Score is Notre Dame nothing, Northwestern nothing. Mike Swistowicz out to the right, Terry Brennan out to the left. Frankie Tapuka calling these signals out of a T formation. Tapuka on a crossbuck handed to Gianni Pinelli. Pinelli goes through for 5 yards. He goes through for 6 yards. He's all the way down to the 43-yard line before he's stopped. And it is going to be third down coming up, 2 yards to go. Notre Dame on the Northwestern 42-yard line. Terry Brennan out to the right. Jimmy Martin, the left end, way out to the left. Frankie Tapuka calling him this time. He gives it on a crossbuck to Pinelli again. Pinelli goes through for another first down. It is Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10, all the way down on the Northwestern 38-yard line. Game which looked like it would find Northwestern scoring first now becomes a race against the clock as to whether Notre Dame is going to get that opening score in. Martin out to the right, and a pass is thrown out to Martin. It is not good. It is third down, still 10 yards to go. Notre Dame's ball. Remember, there was no gain on the first play either. Here's a crossbuck this time with Terry Brennan carrying the ball, and he goes through for about 8 yards. Terry Brennan, left halfback of Notre Dame, hitting right between his own left tackle and left guard. He's running over the right tackle. That is the defensive right tackle of Northwestern. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle again very quickly. It is now third down and still about 3 yards to go. A flip pass to Mike Swistowicz. Swistowicz trying to race around the end, and he doesn't make it. He is knocked out of bounds on the 33-yard line. He was racing down for the 29 for the first down so that he would avoid the 4th down, which is coming up, and spare his quarterback, Frankie Tapuka, the obligation of deciding whether it's to be a kick or whether to run for it. It is now 4th down coming up, 3 yards to go. And Notre Dame's vaunted attack around the ends has failed to materialize with but one exception when Terry Brennan raced around his right end for 31 yards. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly now. It is 4th down. Apparently they're not going to kick. They're going to run for it. It's 3 yards to go. A flip pass this time to Gianni Pinelli. Pinelli's down to the 25. He's down to the 20, and he's knocked out of bounds on the 21-yard line. Gianni Pinelli, the fullback of Notre Dame, on a play which caught Northwestern completely flat-footed. Tapuka faked to throw it, out to Mike Swistowicz. Swistowicz, in turn, faked that he had it. Faked to hand it off to Terry Brennan. The entire Northwestern defensive alignment was pulled over to the left to stop Brennan, who they were sure was going to carry the ball. Gianni Pinelli scooted around the left side of the line and picked up a first down. Notre Dame's ball down on the 21-yard line. Tapuka hands it off this time to Brennan. Brennan over that old tackle. He's down to the 15, down to the 14-yard line. Terry Brennan going between his left guard and left tackle, and he's running over the right tackle of Northwestern, and this time it's good for 7 yards. Brennan is through there. Well, he's through so fast. Here's Brennan again on a wide sweeping play. He gives it to Leon Hart the end. Hart's down to the 10. He's down to the 5. He's down to the 5, and he's out of bounds on the 2-yard line. He is out of bounds on the 2-yard line. Brennan started around to his right. He gave the ball to Leon Hart, the right end, who was cutting around to his left. Leon Hart on an end-around play went all the way down to the 2-yard line. It is Notre Dame's ball on the Northwestern 2-yard line. First down, 2 yards to go. We have 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining to be played in the first half. There's been no score as yet, but Notre Dame is within 2 yards of a touchdown. And if they get it, they will have come 91 yards. They started on their own 9-yard line. Out to the right goes Martin. Out to the left goes Hart. And it's a wide-open formation. A crossbuck this time with Pinelli into the center of the line, and he scores a touchdown for Notre Dame. Six to nothing is the score. Notre Dame leads Northwestern. There's the pass from center. The kick is up in the air. It's good. Hold the phone. They are penalizing Notre Dame 5 yards, backfield in motion. And they'll have to try it again. So instead of the score being 7-0, as we said a moment ago, it is still 6-0. Oracco takes his second boot at it. This one is not good. So the score is 6-0. Notre Dame 6, Northwestern nothing. They are the most honorable of gentlemen, and if he says backfield in motion, you can bet your bottom buck that's what it was. All right, here goes the kick. It is in the air. It is taken by Frankie Eschenbrenner on the Northwestern 15. He is up to the 20. He runs laterally across the field, tries to cut in, and he is brought down on the 22-yard line by Jerry Groom, defensive center of Notre Dame. And when he pivoted, the 3 Notre Dame men turned into them as they swung into him. All right, the ball goes back to Art Marakowski. Marakowski is running out of bounds on the 23. Jim Martin, the left end of Notre Dame, is the man who runs him out of bounds. And we have 45 seconds of playing time remaining in the first period, and the score is 6-0 in favor of Notre Dame over Northwestern. And Don Burson, calling the offensive signals, hands the ball off this time. He hands the ball off, and I believe it's recovered by Notre Dame. A fumble. Ed Tunnelcliffe was the man for whom that was intended. It was recovered by Billy Fisher, the left tackle of Notre Dame, but I don't know if it's going to be allowed. Here's what happened. Burson started to hand it off to Tunnelcliffe. The ball was up in the air when Ralph McGehee, the left guard of Notre Dame, touched the ball. Billy Fisher, the left tackle of Notre Dame, fell on the ball, but the whole play is null and void, and Notre Dame is being penalized 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yards for what? Let's see. For what? Offside. Offside on Notre Dame. So instead of taking possession of the ball down on the Northwestern 24-yard line, Northwestern picks up 5 yards as Notre Dame is penalized for offside. Means it is second down, less than 5 yards to go, and it is Tunnelcliffe carrying the ball. He gets across the 30 this time as he tries to move outside his own left tackle, inside his own left end. And we have some 30 seconds remaining in the first period, and the score is Notre Dame 6, Northwestern nothing. 15 seconds remaining to be played in the first period. Tunnelcliffe out to the right. Art Marakowski breaking into the clear momentarily, long enough at least to get a first down. He is hit on the 34-yard line and hit so hard he's driven all the way back to the 29-yard line. But where he's hit is where the play stopped, and that is a first down for Northwestern. So I think that's going to be the end of the first period. And at the end of the first period, the score is Notre Dame 6, Northwestern nothing. The referee has put the ball down on the 34-yard line. The clock shows no more time remaining, so there is the end of the first period. The pay and wear the uniform of the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, or the Coast Guard. Enough said. Here we go with a crossbuck. Frank Eschenbrenner winds up with the ball. He's running out of bounds as he gets up to the Northwestern 35. And people are shivering. It's down on the 30s. Frank Eschenbrenner, this time on a tailback position, waiting to throw a pass, and he does. He throws it in on the flat. It is intended this time for Chuck Hagman. Chuck Hagman can't get the ball. Falls flat on his face. The ball falls in front of him, incomplete. So it's going to be third down, 10 yards to go, Northwestern's ball. And the Wildcats, which look like an inspired team, driving relentlessly toward the touchdown, now find themselves trailing by 6 points and having a big, powerful Notre Dame line throw them back time after time. And Joe Zaraleff is in at left end. Bill Foreman comes in at right tackle. And here is another pass play with Danny Burson back to throw it. He gets it away. He gets it up to the 44-yard line where it's taken by Joe Zaraleff, the left end of Northwestern. And it goes up to the 44, and they're waiting to see whether that is or is not a first down. Don Burson, who threw that ball, is injured on the play. And if he's injured seriously, that is a severe blow to Northwestern. Looks around. Apparently Notre Dame's changed its defensive alignment. Now he gets his team down on their haunches. They're ready to go. Burson on a handoff to Marakowski. Marakowski up to the middle of the field, and it is a first down for Northwestern. Down goes Marakowski to the Notre Dame 49-yard line. And once again, this Wildcat team, which showed motions and moments ago of threatening to score on Notre Dame, now is back in Irish territory. As the ball is passed, those two men behind the line move right up into the line of scrimmage. So it's really a 5-2-2 defense. Or rather 7-2-2 defense. It is Frank Eschenbrenner into the center of the line. Started to call him Stone Cipher. Into the center of the line. He goes for a gain of about 2 yards. It'll be 2nd and 2. He came right between his own left guard and center, and Johnny Pinelli, fullback, backing up the Notre Dame line, hit him down hard. We'll have him for you in just 1 second. Burson back for a pass, instead gives it to Marakowski. Marakowski fumbles, picks it up, goes forward for a 5-yard gain. He goes forward down to the 43-yard line. So inspired is this Wildcat team that even though Marakowski fumbles, his momentum, luckily for him, the ball bounded right back into his arms. It took one of those crazy bounces and came right back where a basketball would. It bounded regularly. All too often they don't. He got the ball back, went through for 5 yards. Tom Worthington in for Ed Tunnelcliffe at right halfback for Northwestern. Burson calling his signals. Burson on a crossbuck, laterals it out to Marakowski. Marakowski racing around the left side of the line. He's down to the 35. He's still on his feet, and he is knocked out of bounds as he goes down to the 30-yard line, and Northwestern has another first down. The Wildcats are really moving down the field now. It is Northwestern's ball all the way down on the Notre Dame 30-yard line, and the Wildcats are moving deep down into Notre Dame territory. He's mixing these plays up now. He's got Notre Dame guessing as to where they're going to hit next. An off-tackle play to Miller. Miller goes into the center of the line instead of off-tackle. He started through tackle, pivoted on a dime, cut back into the center of the line, and he's down to the 25 before he can be stopped. Actually, he's down to the 24, a 6-yard gain. Wildcats are only 24 yards away from a touchdown if they can keep going. Burson calling these signals. He looks at his defensive alignment. Worthington out to the right. Burson tries to flip the ball. He does. He flips it and it's fumbled. Johnny Miller fumbles the ball and I think Notre Dame has recovered. Leon Hart, the right end of Notre Dame, was in on that ball. But whether the horn blew or not, I don't know. Anyways, there's going to be a loss for Northwestern on that play of a good 6 yards. It is no recovery for Notre Dame. It is ruled a dead ball. Burson on a lateral out to Miller. Miller fumbles the ball. Leon Hart, right end of Notre Dame, recovers. But the ball, the horn had blown and it was dead. So it is Northwestern's ball on the Notre Dame 30-yard line. It is third down. 10 yards to go. They lost the 6 yards they picked up a moment ago. Burson right down behind his center. Don fading back for a forward pass, looking for a man to throw to. There goes a long pass down into the end zone. It's not good. Intended for Joe Zarrelef, the left end. He can't get under it. And it is not good. Out to the right comes Tommy Worthington. Northwestern's backs are way out. A line buck. Burson to Marakowski, trying to cross everybody up with the entire Notre Dame back pass. Burson tries to second guess end of the line. He does not gain nearly enough. He picks up 4 yards, and the ball goes over to Notre Dame. Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10. Did the Irish take over in their own 26-yard line? Twice Northwestern has driven deep down into Notre Dame territory, only to have the Irish brace and take it away. Notre Dame out of the huddle now. It is Georgie Suntime in a defensive fullback for Northwestern. Through the center of the line goes Mike Swistowicz. And I mean his legs were really driving like pistons. Georgie Maddock, Ben Daniels, Alex Sarkeesian, Fatso Day all hung on to him. And despite the fact Mike carried all 4 of those players forward with him for about 5 yards. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle. Trapuka calling the signals. Frankie hands it off down to Mike Swistowicz again. Mike goes from the 31 up to about the 39-yard line. Trapuka down behind his center, calling his signals. Frankie on a handoff. This time he gives the ball to Pinelli. Pinelli fumbles the ball. There's a whole pile up on the Notre Dame 34-yard line. There's a whole pile up on the 34. Everybody's looking at the referee to see whose it is. It looks like it's going to be a Notre Dame recovery. Billy Fisher, left guard, fell on it. Pee Wee Day is back, one of the gentlemen. And we'll see who the other gentleman is. Here's the boot. It is now Bob Williams who came in to boot it. And it is Tom Worthington who takes it. Tom Worthington on a handoff to Pee Wee Day. Pee Wee Day comes to the 25, the 30, stays on his feet, goes to the 35, goes to the 40, and it looks for a moment like he's going to be on his way. Oh, Pee Wee Day took that kick, handed it off to Tom Worthington. Worthington came up to the 40-yard line. It is Northwestern's ball, 1st and 10 in a ball game which is rip snorting with both boys throwing the books at each other, both teams. Northwestern out of the huddle very quickly this time. It is Don Burson back in to call the signals. Here's a beautiful hole opened up for Tom Worthington, and Worthington goes through it. And Marty Wendell hits Worthington. Worthington has gone through for about a 4-yard gain. Marty Wendell and Jerry Groom, center and right guard of Notre Dame, hit him so hard with that Leahy drive behind him. They are told, as I told you a moment ago, to keep on going no matter what's in front of you. Somebody once made a wisecrack to Leahy. What happens when your boys hit the side of the stadium? And Frank says, if they stop, I shoot them. Ball goes to Aschenbrunner. Aschenbrunner tries to pivot inside of his own guard, and he gets nothing. Frankie Aschenbrunner tried to pivot inside his own right guard, and he was stopped cold. Worthington out to the left. Aschenbrunner in motion to the right, and there's no pass to the center. Alex Sarkeesian, sensing something is wrong, guessing something is wrong, doesn't pass the ball at all, and now we'll have a United Nations conference as all 4 officials get into the center with their striped candy shirts, and there is no play. Both sides offside. And once again, the boys begin to move. Aschenbrunner is way out to the left. Northwestern trying desperately to get a score to get back into the ball game. Art Marakowski through the center of the line. He goes through for 5 yards. Jerry Groom, Marty Wendell, Jack Fall, and Mike Swistowicz all pile him up and pile him up hard. And this Aschenbrunner back in the rear. Billy Gay back in safety position for Notre Dame. Mr. Aschenbrunner will have to boot from the 42. He gets a nice one away. Billy Gay's waiting way back at his own goal line to take it. He fumbles the ball momentarily on the goal line. Picks it up back to the 5 he goes. He's up to the 10, and he is knocked down on the 10-yard line. Billy Gay hit down by Jerry Maddock. George Maddock hits him down, the left tackle, on the 10-yard line. And the referee has got the flag down again, which means there is going to be a penalty. A penalty on the play. Apparently a penalty for clipping. Now, let's see who is it against. If it's against Notre Dame, they can't take 10 yards away from the Irish because the ball is only resting on the 10-yard line. If it's against Northwestern, they can. Let's see what they're going to do. They are going to penalize Notre Dame. Notre Dame, 15 yards for clipping. You can't penalize him 15 since the ball was on the 10. So he paces the 10 yards off back to the goal line, then comes out one pace, which is legitimate, and he puts the ball down. First down, 10 yards to go on their own 2-yard line when a clipping penalty takes them all the way back to their own 2. Billy Gay is in the tailback this time. Gay into the center of the line, and he goes through, and here's another penalty on that play. No gain whatsoever. Northwestern was offside on a play, so that takes Notre Dame from their 2 to their 7. Billy Gay way out to the right. A flip pass back to the goal line. Mr. Gay coming around the field laterally. Gets from the 10, goes up to the 15, and he's knocked down on the 15-yard line. Billy Gay, left halfback of Notre Dame, is really swarmed under as he gets back to the 15-yard line. He's a 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighs 170 pounds, is 20 years old, and comes out of Chicago. And the Irish are ahead by 6 points. Here, breaking into the clears, Mike Swistowitz. He stays on his feet, goes to the 20, gets up to the 25, and he is knocked down on the 25-yard line. That is almost another first down for Notre Dame. It is. Mike Swistowitz, right halfback of Notre Dame, is finally brought down by Pee Wee Day, defensive quarterback of Northwestern, safety man. If he missed him, it would have been curtains. He'd have been on the way. They haven't shaken a flanker use all day, loose all day. It's Swistowitz again. Switz over that same spot, right between right guard and right tackle, Marty Wendell and Jack Fallon. That's hitting Steve Sawley, the new left tackle for Northwestern. And injured on that play for Northwestern is the captain, Alex Sarkeesian. Notre Dame's ball, second down, 5 yards to go. A running play this time and a fumble. Billy Walsh fumbles in, handing it to Tripucka, and Northwestern recovers. Northwestern recovers on the Notre Dame 30-yard line, and this may be the break that Northwestern was praying for. They're trailing by 6 points. 30 yards ahead of the Wildcats lies the Notre Dame goal line. If they can reach it, they can at least tie this ball game up. And if they can convert for the extra point, they'll be leading the Irish, something no team has done since Purdue did it in the opening game. All right, here is Tom Worthington carrying the ball this time. He goes through for a gain of about 1 yard. Will they win this one? Tommy Worthington out to the right this time. Burson on a handoff to Mirakowski. Mirakowski for 2 yards. Down on the Notre Dame 29-yard line, and the Irish backfield is retreating, sensing that it's going to be a pass coming up. It is third down, 9 yards to go. Burson calling these plays. Burson on a handoff, gives it to Worthington. Worthington loses 2 yards. Worthington loses it. He tries to circle around the left side of the Notre Dame line, and he can't do it. And the ball is right where it started from 3 plays ago, and it's fourth down coming up. This is exactly where Northwestern was a moment ago. Fourth down, 10 yards to go. Northwestern's ball on the Notre Dame 30-yard line. It's Burson back to throw a forward pass. He spots a man running down in the end zone, and he overthrows him. It is not good. Worthington racing down into the end zone, unmolested. Frank Smith, quarterback, was the man who was supposed to cover him. He had outrun Smith. He was into the end zone, but the ball sailed over his head. Incomplete. Notre Dame takes over. First and 10. Irish lead 6-0. Notre Dame ball on their own 30-yard line. On a ball game which is anybody's at the moment. Northwestern out of the huddle, or rather Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly this time. Tripucka hands it off to Swistowitz. Swistowitz on a quick opening play. He goes for 3 yards, and again the referee throws a flag up in the air. Notre Dame offside on that play. Notre Dame offside, so even though they gain 3 yards, they're going to lose 5. Alex Sarkeesian slightly injured on the preceding play. Frankie Spanik comes in at fullback, replacing Johnny Pinelli. Frank has the ball this time. He gives it on a reverse to Jim Martin, and an end-around play, and there is no gain. Martin gains absolutely nothing. Notre Dame's line on that last play was sitting down looking up at the sky. Frankie Tripucka calling these signals out of a tight tee. He fakes a handoff, keeps it himself. Now he may have to hand it off. He does. He laterals it to Swistowitz. Swistowitz is nailed behind the line of scrimmage. He's dumped on the 25 for no gain. He loses 2 yards on the play. Pee Wee Day and Ray Witecha, the center. Notre Dame, I believe, was offside on that play. It's going to be another 5-yard penalty. Notre Dame offside on the play. They want to do that, so they refuse that 5-yard penalty. So it is third down, 15 yards to go. Notre Dame offside, but is not penalized since Northwestern refuses the penalty. A flip pass this time to Billy Gay. Gay going on the left side of his line, and he is stopped after he picks up about 2 of the 15 yards that he needs. And Aschenbrenner are both back in defensive safety position for Northwestern. There's the kick. It is up in the air. Waiting to take it is Tommy Worthington. He takes it back on the 25. Fakes to give it to this time to Aschenbrenner. Keeps it himself, and he is knocked down on the 31-yard line. He picks up 6 yards. Billy Walsh, center of Notre Dame, is not fooled for the moment, as Worthington not only fakes to hand the ball off, but after he faked to hand that ball off, he tried to hide the ball down behind his side. In other words, on the side away from the tacklers who were coming at him, so they wouldn't know that he still had it. We have 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first half, and the score is 6-0 in favor of Notre Dame. A handoff, Johnny Miller coming around the left side of his line. He goes through for about 3 yards. Miller way out to the right for Northwestern as the Wildcats begin to race the clock. It looks like it's going to be a pass with Don Burson back to throw. He spots a man, and a beautiful catch is made all the way down to the Notre Dame 45-yard line. Tommy Worthington, right halfback, button hooks his way down the field. He's gone down to the 35, saw that the pass wasn't going to reach him, turned around, cut back upfield to the 45, and took the pass on the dead run over his shoulder. It is Northwestern's ball. They have a first down on the Notre Dame 44-yard line. There's a minute and 25 seconds remaining in the first half. It's a race against the clock now. Notre Dame is leading 6-0. Johnny Miller back this time to Burson. Burson back to throw a pass, and it's not good. John Burson back to throw a pass. He lazily gets the ball way away from him. Ed Namath, the left guard of Northwestern, touched that ball. That could be a pass hitting an ineligible receiver. Ball is touched down to the ground all the way upfield on the Northwestern 44-yard line. And the ruling is that it's still Northwestern's ball, but it is Northwestern's ball on their own 44, where a moment ago they had it on the Notre Dame 44-yard line. That's thanks to that pass being dead when it was touched by that ineligible receiver and then recovered by Zeroloff, the left end of Northwestern. It is Burson this time, giving the ball to Marakowski. Marakowski comes across the 46-yard line. And now time is becoming all important. Either Northwestern isn't watching the clock or doesn't realize the time's going to run out on them. It is third down coming up in about 6 yards to go. It's Burson back for a forward pass, finds a man, shoots it down, and it's not good. Joe Zeroloff, and Don Stonecipher, the right end of Northwestern, both have a crack at it. Incomplete forward pass, stops the clock. It is fourth down coming up now. Still 20 yards to go. Northwestern's ball on the Wildcats' 46-yard line, and score is 6-0. Notre Dame leading Northwestern. If you were a quarterback, what would you call? 15 seconds remaining in the half now. Ashenbrenner's going back in a punt formation. Is this a fake or is this on the level? Ashenbrenner's going to boot. He does. He kicks, and it's going right down and into the end zone. So it's an automatic touchback. It'll be Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line, and that stops the clock with 7 seconds to go. Notre Dame has the ball on their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. 7 seconds remaining to be played in the first half of this football game. Bobby Williams in at right halfback spot. I guess that's insurance on Leahy's part in case they have to kick. Something is apparently wrong with the signals. However, Williams gets the ball this time. He evades back to throw a long forward pass, and it is caught beautifully by Billy Gay. Gay goes to the 50-yard line. He is down to the Northwestern 44-yard line, and time is running out. 1 second remains to be played. Did they or did they not stop the clock? It is Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 down on the Northwestern 44, and there is the end of the first half. First half is over. Notre Dame completes a long pass. Billy Gay takes it right in the middle of the field. He goes down to the Northwestern 44, and the score at the end of the first half is Notre Dame 6, Northwestern nothing, and the teams go off the field. On behalf of the National Broadcasting Company, I do hope you're enjoying the football game. Here we go. Northwestern comes forward, up in the air. It is not a very good kick. It goes back to the Notre Dame 35. It is taken by Jim Martin, the left end on the 35. He's up to the 40-yard line, and he is hit down on the 40-yard. Ooh, there goes some fists. Oh, these boys are really mad. George Maddock, who booted that ball, left tackle for Northwestern, takes a wee bit of a poke at Ralph McGehee, the left tackle of Notre Dame. I don't know, maybe it was McGehee who took the poke at Maddock. Anyways, wiser and cooler heads, and I do mean cooler. Temperatures down in the 30s. Prevail step between the two boys before any hard feelings. Lank Smith calling these signals out of a T formation. Lank Smith threw for about 7 yards on the first time that they have used that today, a quarterback sneak. Into the center of the line goes the quarterback, and he goes from the 39 up to the 45-yard line and is injured on the play. Second down, 10 yards to go. Their own 44-yard line. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle. Frankie Tupuka back for the forward pass, and it is not good. It is not good. It is still up in the air. It's anybody's ball. It's being batted around by a handball. It is finally recovered by Mr. Joe Zeroloff, the left end of Northwestern. He goes down to the Notre Dame 30-yard line. He is down to the 27-yard line. Joe Zeroloff, left end, gets that ball. It's bobbling around crazily. He drops the ball when he gets down to the 22-yard line, and Notre Dame recovers. Jim Martin, left end of Notre Dame, recovers on the Irish 22. Boy, there's a play. Frankie Tupuka threw the ball. It was intended for either of his end. It was batted up into the air, and then for the next 30 seconds, it was just like a handball being touched around from hand to hand. It bobbled around as one person tried to hold it, only to have it squirt out of his fingers into somebody else's. It finally went into Joe Zeroloff's hands, the left end of Northwestern. He started for the Notre Dame goal. He was down on the 22. The ball got away from him. Notre Dame recovered. It's Notre Dame's ball, and here comes Larry Coutre, right halfback, who replaced Mike Swistowicz, carrying the ball, and he goes all the way from the 27 up to about the 34 for a 7-yard gain. So with 13 minutes of playing time in the third period of the football game from South Bend, Indiana, the score is Notre Dame 6, Northwestern nothing, and here come the Irish out of the huddle. Frank Tupuka on a handoff this time, gives it to Larry Coutre. Coutre goes for another 2 or 3 yards. And then fumbled the ball, but the referee says that it was not a fumble, it was a dead ball. Something is wrong. Notre Dame checks its signals, go back into a huddle. Trapuka apparently the whole... Notre Dame's going to be penalized 5 yards, taking too much time between plays. Frankie Trapuka apparently realized when he got back to the line of scrimmage that the play he had called for, the hole was no longer open. Third down coming up now and about 6 yards to go. It is Brennan throwing a spot pass this time to Johnny Pinelli. Pinelli's up to the 40, he's up to the 43, and he is knocked out of bounds on the 44. And that is enough for the first down for Notre Dame. So his strategy works out. And he is enough of a gambler to go back and call that play again, even knowing it's going to cost him 5 yards. He makes the pass good this time. I don't know what he'd called in the first place, but his second choice is good. Trapuka back again this time for an attempted pass. He gives it to Larry Coutre. Coutre tries to go in the center of the line, and there is no hole whatsoever. Steve Solly, the left tackle of Northwestern, is in there and stops him. A crisscross design in the backfield. 2 men right behind the line of scrimmage, then a man backing them up, and then 2 men out behind what would normally be the safety man. They're afraid of these Notre Dame passes. It's Trapuka back. He's going to throw one. His ends are racing down the field. There goes a long Notre Dame pass, and it's intercepted by Northwestern on the Wildcats' 11-yard line. Art Marakowski all the way down on the 11-yard line, intercept for Northwestern. It was intended for Terry Brennan. Terry could never get under it. It was thrown by Frank Trapuka. It went all the way from the Notre Dame 33 down to the Northwestern 11-yard line, where it was intercepted by Art Marakowski. Marakowski runs it back to the 12, and Northwestern has stopped it wasn't even a scoring threat, but they have stopped Notre Dame, taking the ball away from them. It's the Wildcats' ball on their own 11-yard line. Let's call it the 12. That's a little closer. We have 11 minutes of playing time remaining in the third period. Score is 6-0 in favor of Notre Dame. Off the right tackle goes Billy Day, and he is brought down. It is Pee Wee Day, Pee Wee Day is brought down as he reaches the 15-yard line for a gain of about 3 to 4 yards, make it about 3. Looks like Northwestern was offside on the ball. Alex Sarkeesian playing smart heads-up football, doesn't pass it at all. Ren Daniels, Georgie Maddock could all go over the center of the line, and they are penalized offside, even though he didn't pass the ball. Gain of 3 on the first play, a loss of 5 on the next. Here's the ball given this time to Mr. Tommy Worthington. Worthington gets back to the 15-yard line, picking back up the 5 yards his team was penalized a moment ago, and is stopped on the 15-yard line. So it will now be roughly third down coming up, and 10 yards to go. Well, not quite 10 to go. About, let's call that 8 yards to go. Third period of the game, they're trailing by 1 touchdown. A lateral pass out to Worthington. Worthington is up to the 19-yard line, and he sits down on the 19. He, in turn, as he's hit, looks around for Art Marakowski to lateral to him, but Art Marakowski is being zealously guarded by Billy Fisher, the left tackle of Notre Dame, and there can be no pass-off on the play. As the ball carrier, Worthington, is going down to the turf, he realizes that he'd like to get rid of it, but can't. And waiting to kick is Frank Aschenbrunner back on the Wildcat 9-yard line. He'll boot from the 11. He does. Takes 1 step forward, end over end. Waiting to take it is Terry Brennan. He has it on the Notre Dame 45. He's back in the middle of the field. He's racing laterally across the 50-yard line. He's down to the 45, and he's running out of bounds on the Northwestern 45-yard line by Alex Sarkeesian. And Alex Sarkeesian has really played a lot of good football. All right, here comes Northwestern's defensive team onto the field. Stone Cipher at end, Kernock at right tackle, Fatso Day at right guard, Rudy Waite at center. Alex Sarkeesian stays in at left guard. Steve Saul at left tackle. Joe Zaraloff at left end. Pee Wee Day stays in at quarter. Art Marakowski stays in at right halfback. George Sondheim comes in at fullback, and Tommy Worthington stays in at left halfback. And time is called out. And with time out, here come some more scores right at you, so you can keep up with all the football games. At the half, Alabama 7, Georgia Tech nothing. At the half, Duke 27, George Washington nothing. It is Notre Dame's ball on the Northwestern 45-yard line. Billy Gay comes in for Terry Brennan at left halfback for the Irish. Ball is given to Billy Gay this time. He's down to the 40-yard line and is knocked down on the 39.5-yard line. Oh, these blocks that are being thrown out in front of the Notre Dame ball carriers are something to see. Or more than 2 bodies meet either helmet to helmet or shoulder to shoulder, both with their feet off the ground. Mike Spanich is in at fullback for Notre Dame. It is Frankie Trapuka back to throw a forward pass, and a beautiful catch made by Billy Gay. Gay goes down to the 37-yard line. Almost a lateral. Hate to call it a forward. It was a slight forward, but not very much. Thrown out laterally all the way across the field. Caught by Billy Gay. He had to reach up. He had it on his fingertips, and he pulled it back down. It is now third down, 2 yards to go. Notre Dame's ball on the Northwestern 38-yard line. All right, it is now Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly, this time with Trapuka faking to throw a forward pass. Instead, he's running with the ball himself. He's back to the 35. He's down to the 31. He stays on his feet, and he is knocked out of bounds on the 29-yard line. Frankie Trapuka, quarterback of Notre Dame. runs it down to the 29-yard line. Pee Wee Day and Art Marakowski bring him down, and it is a first down for Notre Dame on the Northwestern 30-yard line. Referee says he went out on the 30. So twice Northwestern has reached Notre Dame's 30. Once they've reached its 9. Now Notre Dame is on Northwestern's 30. Notre Dame has gone the whole way once to lead 6-0. That is the score in the ball game as we're about halfway through the third period of this game being played on a bitter cold day in South Bend, Indiana. Jack Landry is in at right halfback this time. Carrying the ball is Billy Gay behind his interference. He laterals the ball out this time to Frankie Spaniel. Spaniel goes to the 24-yard line. I started to say the 23. He goes to the 24-yard line, and he's knocked out on the 24. So there's a gain on that play of about 5 to 6 yards, and Notre Dame is driving deeper, relentlessly down towards the Northwestern goal line. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle. Balanced line this time. T formation. Trapuka right down behind his center. Frankie takes the ball. He laterals it out this time to Frankie Spaniel. Spaniel's going around the left side of his line. He cuts inside of 2 Northwestern men. Can't get away from a third, and he gets back to about the 22-yard line. And that's about all he gets back to. And I mean, he was hit butt hard. Notre Dame apparently was offside on that play. Play's being called back. It is second down, where it would have been third down had they refused the penalty. Now let's see what Notre Dame does. It is second down, 10 yards to go. Notre Dame's ball on the Northwestern 30-yard line as Northwestern elects to take the penalty and gives Notre Dame another down, way down in their own territory. Trapuka back for a forward pass, cocks his arm back, he throws it down, and it is good. It is good. Billy Gay, the left halfback of Notre Dame, takes it on the 19-yard line. He's hit immediately by Ray Wajda. Billy Gay, left halfback of Notre Dame, made a shoestring catch. Art Marakowski was diving for that ball, right halfback of Northwestern, and it was a big question as to who had it. Halfway through the third period of the football game from South Bend, with Northwestern trailing by 6 points. Frankie Trapuka out of the T formation this time. He laterals that. No, he doesn't either. He's way back to throw a forward pass. It's thrown down to the 10-yard line, intercepted by Northwestern's Tom Worthington. Worthington takes it on the 10, and he goes to the 12. He goes to the 12, and he starts back up the field, and it looks like he had about 90 yards ahead of him. And clear sailing. He slipped. His feet went out from under him. He tried to put on the steam too fast. The grass wouldn't hold his weight. He went down in a heap, and it is Northwestern's ball as once again they have stopped the Irish right down in the shadow of their goal posts. Our gray, overcast, sluggish clouds, the crowds are down underneath it. An end run this time with Frankie Aschenbrenner carrying the ball. He's up to the 10, up to the 15, stays on his feet. He goes out of bounds on the 20-yard line. Left halfback of Northwestern, Aschenbrenner, running his team out of trouble as he runs it from the 12-yard line up to approximately the 20-yard line for the gain of 8 yards. Here is Mr. Tommy Worthington back to pass, and he can't get rid of the ball, but he does pick up a first down. And it's his knees who are driving the way Notre Dame's have been driving all day. He's hit on the 20. He keeps on going. He drags Bill Fisher, Ralph McGehee, and Jerry Groom along with him for another 4 yards. And it means the difference between a first down and no first down. One time in the stage of the game did they look like they were tired. The ball is given this time to Frankie Aschenbrenner in a crossbutt. It's a fake burst and fake to hand it off to Worthington. Instead, he gave it to Aschenbrenner. Brenner goes through for about 1.5 yards. All right, it is Notre Dame using that 6-man line right now. With Aschenbrenner way back for Northwestern to throw a pass. He goes all the way back to his own 10-yard line. He may have to run with the ball. He throws it down and out of bounds. He throws it down and out of bounds. It was caught by Tommy Worthington, right halfback of Northwestern, all the way up the field on the 40-yard line. But Worthington was way over the sidelines when he caught it, so the pass is ruled incomplete. South Bend, Indiana, with the unbeaten Irish of Notre Dame leading Northwestern's Wildcats by 6 points in the third period. Here comes Northwestern out of the huddle. Third down, 9 yards to go. Way out to the right goes Frankie Aschenbrenner, the left halfback of the Wildcats. The purple and white goes back. It's Person back to throw a pass. It's intercepted by Notre Dame's Billy Gay. Gay takes it on the 35. He's back to the 30. Reverses the field. He's down to the 25. And he's knocked down on the Northwestern 25. Oh, it's a miracle that Billy Gay can get back up to his feet after that interception. They not only tackled him, the whole Northwestern team was on him. Wait a minute, they're being penalized 15 yards. 15 yards for piling on. Score, Alabama 7, Georgia Tech nothing. All right, it's Notre Dame's ball. 1st and 9 to go for a touchdown. Ball is given this time to Terry Brennan. Brennan is stopped for a 3-yard loss. First time today, Terry Brennan has been stopped in his tracks, and I mean he was stopped in his tracks. Terry Brennan, left halfback of Notre Dame, is stopped by Don Stone Cipher, Joe Zarilla, Ray Wichecha, and Alex Sarkeesian. Call them one by one as they get off. So instead of at 1st and 9, it is now 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13 to go for Notre Dame. They're down on the Northwestern 13-yard line. We have 5 minutes of playing time remaining in the third period, and the Irish are leading 6-0. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly this time. Trapuka is calling these signals. Frankie is back for the forward pass, looks for his man to throw to. He finds a man way down on the 5-yard line, intercepted by Northwestern's Art Marakowski. He takes it on the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45, the 50. He's down to the 45, the 40, the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He has scored for Northwestern. Art Marakowski just went 90 yards for Northwestern. Intercepted a pass, ran the length of the field, and it's a 6-6 football game. A beautiful block thrown by Georgie Maddock, the left tackle of Northwestern, is what shook him loose. Bill Whitkin had him on the 20-yard line, and Maddock cut Whitkin right out of the play, and it enabled Art Marakowski to go 90 yards. A beautiful block by George Maddock opened the pathway up, and Northwestern has tied up the game, 6-6. Now, Farrar will kick, Don Burson will hold. And you can imagine how important this kick is. 6-6, as Art Marakowski intercepts a pass on the 10-yard line and goes 90 yards against Notre Dame. Oh, I hope you got that play. There's the pass from center. It's up in the air. It's good! Northwestern 7, Notre Dame 6. The stadium's in a bedlam. I hate to keep yelling at you this way because I can imagine what it must sound like coming out of your loudspeaker. But believe me, when Marakowski was off to the races, you never would have heard me if I'd talked in a normal tone of voice. You couldn't have heard a thing. The stadium absolutely went berserk. They went nuts. Marakowski intercepted that pass way over towards the right goal line. You'll see it in the newsreels next week. He started up the field on about the 25. Billy Whitkin, left end of Notre Dame, had him and was about to knock him out of bounds when just as clean as a whistle, Georgie Maddock, the left tackle of Northwestern, hit him with a body block that drove Whitkin right out of bounds himself and left the way open for Art Marakowski to go on the remaining 75 yards for the touchdown. A 90-yard run as Marakowski evens the game up, and then Mr. Farrar kicks the extra point, and the Wildcats lead the Fighting Irish 7-6 with 4 minutes of playing time remaining in the third period at South Bend, Indiana. How's this for a football game? This goes in for Northwestern. Other than that, the teams remain as is. All right, it is Maddock boots it this time. There's a hard one to handle. Goes back to the Notre Dame 19-yard line where Larry Coutray takes it. He's up to the 20, up to the 22, up to the 24. He's knocked down on the 27. Larry Coutray, right halfback of Notre Dame. And the Irish, which looked like they were going to go out in front and lead by 2 touchdowns, now find themselves trailing by a single point. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third period as Notre Dame is trailing 6-7. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly right now. Trapuka calling these signals. He's got the ball on his own 24-yard line. The ball is given to Terry, to Billy Gay. Billy Gay goes to the 30, up to the 35, stays on his feet, goes to the 40, and he's knocked down on the 43-yard line. Billy Gay goes all the way to the 43 as Notre Dame, stung by that Northwestern touchdown, begins to fight its way up the field. It's the Irish, and they're mad. They're coming up. They started from their own 21. They're up to the 43, a 21-yard gain. They're running back to the line of scrimmage now. They're not walking as they were a moment ago. They were stunned by that long run of Marakowski's. Frank Trapuka down behind the center calling the signals. He fumbles the ball, stoops down, picks it up. A whole host of Northwestern men are into him. He tries to get back. He's stopped on the 40-yard line. He loses about 3 yards on that play. Frankie Trapuka, apparently retreating for a forward pass, never gets a chance to get it away. Either the handoff was bad or the pass, if it was a pass, it was a very short one from center. Catches him flat-foot, and George Sundine, the fullback of Northwestern, is the man who hits him down. Here comes Notre Dame back to the line of scrimmage. It is second down, 14 yards to go. Notre Dame has the ball on their own 40-yard line. It is this time given off to Terry Brennan. Brennan running with the ball, gets up to the 45, up to the 47-yard line. He picks up the 4 yards they lost on the preceding play, and he adds to that 4 about 4 of his own. So it's going to be, come on, you armchair quarterbacks, call this. That's what Trapuka has to do out there. 6 yards to go. Notre Dame's trailing now. First time since the Purdue game, and then, but for a moment, and they fought their way back. Will they do it this time? They have the ball still in their own territory. They're trailing 6-7. The Northwestern Wildcats have really been clawing at them all afternoon long. Trapuka down behind his center. Billy Walsh is the center of Notre Dame. It's Trapuka. He gives it to a tackle this time. Tackle to Billy Whitkin. Whitkin is the end. He's up to the 50, down to the 45, down to the 40. He's down to the 35 and bangs the ball down to the ground. He tripped. He was absolutely in the clear. Billy Whitkin, left end of Notre Dame, was on his way to a touchdown, and he tripped. He tripped on the Northwestern 34-yard line. It's Notre Dame's ball. 1st and 10 on the Northwestern 34. Here's what happened. There's the queerest play I've seen in a long time. Trapuka to Fisher, the left guard. Fisher to Whitkin, the end, and it was an end-around play. All right, the ball is given to Terry Brennan this time. Terry Brennan runs it down to the 31-yard line. Notre Dame's ball now. It is 2nd down, about 6 yards to go. And it is a flip pass thrown out this time to Larry Coutre. Coutre goes around the left side of the line. He fumbles the ball. The ball gets away. Northwestern recovers. Northwestern recovers on their own 41-yard line. It is Art Marakowski who just scored that touchdown for Northwestern that has recovered for Northwestern now, and it's Northwestern's ball on their own 41. And Notre Dame, which for a moment threatened to tear this game wide open, now finds the brakes beginning to go against the Irish, and time is called. And Mr. Perricone comes in at fullback. That's a new fullback for Northwestern. First time he's been in today. And it is Mr. Tommy Worthington running the ball. He's running an end sweep and thrown for a loss. He is dumped on the 39 by Walt Grothaus, who came in at center. Walt Grothaus. Gasper Perricone is the new fullback for Northwestern. Worthington was the man who carried the ball. Walt Grothaus, the new center for Notre Dame, is the man who tackled him. A loss of 2 yards on the play. The Northwestern Wildcats have staged a surprisingly good counterattack. Frankie Ashenbrenner running the ball this time. He gets from the 40 up to about the 44-yard line. He is hit down on the 44-yard line, and it is going to be 3rd down coming up and about 6 yards to go. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Frank Ashenbrenner way out to the left this time. Burson behind the quarterback. It is Burson giving it a handoff to Worthington. Worthington is tackled for no gain. As a matter of fact, he's dumped back on his 40-yard line for about a 3-yard loss. Tommy Worthington, right halfback of Northwestern, runs right into big, tall, lanky Leon Hart, 6'4", weighing 200 pounds. Hart, an All-American, hits him and hits him down hard. Frankie Ashenbrenner goes back into punt formation for Northwestern. Billy Gay is back in safety position for Notre Dame. Ashenbrenner standing back on the Wildcat 31. There's only 2 seconds remaining. They'll just get this play away. There's the kick. It's up in the air. Billy Gay races to get under. He takes it in the Notre Dame 30, 20. He's up to the 25, the 30, up to the 35. And he is running out of bounds as he comes up to the Notre Dame 37-yard line. And there is the end of the 3rd period. And at the end of the 3rd period, ladies and gentlemen, the score is Northwestern 7, Notre Dame 6. On a whale of a football game in South Bend, Indiana, with a packed stadium, 59,000 people, the largest crowd to ever watch a game in the history of football at South Bend. And, of course, when you say South Bend, you think of football. This is the largest crowd that's ever seen a game, 5,900, 305 paid admittance. The teams are changing goal lines now. Northwestern is leading as we're getting ready to start the 4th and final period. On 37-yard line, and it is little Frank Trapuka getting ready to go into the center of the line as he tries a quarterback sneak. And he does. He goes right through and goes up to about the 40-yard line, picking up 2 yards. Ray Watacha, the center of Northwestern, is the man who made the tackle. All right, Notre Dame lining up very fast. Here comes a progressive play. The ball is given in a quick handoff to Jack Landry. Landry, the new right halfback of Notre Dame, goes up to the 45, up to the 50-yard line, and there's a fight. There's a fight down in the field. Steve Saw, Marty Wendell mixing it up again. They've been at each other once before. Immediately their teammates pull them apart and say, come on, boys, this is too much of a game for that. So the fight stops as soon as it begins. It's another quick opening play, this time given to Billy Gay. Gay going around the side of his line. He gains nothing. Notre Dame running a quick succession of plays. Incidentally, I don't think I called it on that last play, but that was a 1st down. Referee moves up the line sticks now and says to the head linesman says, hey, wait a minute, hold up this play, please. Let us catch up with you. So it is now Notre Dame's ball on the 50-yard line, exactly on the 50-yard line. Notre Dame is trailing by a single point. Here come the Irish out of the huddle. They have the ball on the 50-yard line. Here they come. Trapuka calling these signals out of a tight tee. He gives it on a handoff this time to Jackie Landry. Landry's down to the 45, stays on his feet. He's down to the 40. He is down to the 33, and then he retreats, goes back to the 37, trying to get away from a ball carrier, or rather a tackler. And he's hit down on the 37-yard line after once going as far forward as the 33. So it's another 1st down, and the Irish are driving. Out of the days of Mr. Rockney. When those teams get in there, they really hit hard. Here comes Trapuka out of the huddle, calling his team very fast. He gives it to Billy Gay again. Gay on the center of the line, and there is no gain, but there is a penalty. Apparently it's backfield in motion, but we haven't been told that officially. So there's no use of trying to guess at what it's for. It's a 5-yard penalty. Wish I could tell you. It is Trapuka this time on a handoff to Leon Hart. Hart going around the center of the line on an end round. He goes down to the 40, gets down to the 35, and he's running out of bounds on the 37-yard line. Notre Dame picks back up the 5 yards that they lost a moment ago. Enjoying Notre Dame and Northwestern game How's about a sandwich after the game? Our best, Bonnie Rockney. You got a bet, Bonnie. I'll be out. Thanks very much. That's Mrs. Rockney that wire was from, and I can imagine what her emotions must be. It's Jack Landry on an end-around sweep again. Jack Landry coming around his own right end. He goes from the 37 down to the 30-yard line, is knocked down on the 30-yard line, and it's very close to another first down for Notre Dame. As I started to say a moment ago before Notre Dame got that first, or almost the first down, Mrs. Rockney is listening to this broadcast of this game, and I can imagine what Bonnie's emotions must be. All right, Frankie Tripucka calling these plays out of a T formation. He hands it off this time to Billy Gay. Billy Gay over the right side of the line, and he has got a first down. Billy Gay goes down to the 27-yard line, and Notre Dame is driving relentlessly down toward the Northwestern goal line. Northwestern using a six-man line, trying their best to stop this hard-charging Irish attack, which was stung by a long run of Art Marakowski's, which not only tied the ball game up, put the Wildcats into the lead. It is Jack Landry breaking into the clear at the 20, down to the 15. He is knocked down on the 14-yard line. Jack Landry, the right halfback of Notre Dame, on a stunningly surprising play, which found Tripucka faking to hand it off to Frankie Spaniel. Spaniel didn't get the ball. Landry did get it. Landry went all the way to the 15-yard line, and it's another first down. Pee Wee Day, the quarterback of Northwestern, had to come up from the goal line to make that tackle. Notre Dame is determined to keep on going and score if they can. Northwestern says you can't. Notre Dame says we can. It's Tripucka again calling his signals. He gives the ball to Billy Gay. Gay goes to the 10-yard line for another 5-yard gain. These men are breaking into the clear with such great rapidity and coming so fast with such dynamic speed that it's almost impossible to follow that the ball carrier. Tripucka faked to give it to Spaniel. Gave it to Billy Gay. No sooner did you see Gay have it than Gay was into the center of that line. There was a hole for him. He was through for 5 yards. He gives it this time to Jack Landry, and there's no hole whatsoever, and there is no gain. That was a second down, 5 yards to go. No gain on that play, so it's going to be third down and 5 yards to go. The ball is still resting on the Northwestern 10-yard line. We're in the fourth and final period. If the Irish don't make it this time, are they going to get another whack at it? It is Tripucka running behind an unbalanced line this time. The strength lies to the right. Frankie gives it to Billy Gay. Gay goes into the center line, laterals it back to Spaniel. Spaniel goes down to the 5-yard line. He's down on the 5-yard line. He's down into the 3-yard line. And I think it's down to the 3-yard line, and that looks like it's going to be a first down for Notre Dame. They may have to measure this to see whether it is a first down or not. It was Spaniel that time who took a handoff from Billy Gay, who'd gone into the center of the line. It is a first down for Notre Dame on the Northwestern 3-yard line. Notre Dame's ball, 3 yards to go for a touchdown. Notre Dame just about 3.5 yards away from the Northwestern goal line. The Wildcats throwing 8 men up into the line of scrimmage to stop them if they can. It's 7-6 in favor of Northwestern. We're in the fourth and final period. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle. Tripucka begging the crowd to quiet down so his team can hear the signals. And it is Tripucka. Gives it to Billy Gay. Gay is down to the goal line. He is down to the goal line, but not over. Billy Gay right down to the goal line, but he didn't fall in. 1 foot away from the goal line. Notre Dame is within 1 foot of going out in front. If they can go 1 more foot. They have come all the way up the field now. Let's see what they're going to do. It is second down, 1 foot to go. Northwestern leads 7-6. Will I say that after this play is over? Here comes Tripucka back. He's called his team into a tight-knit formation. It's a T formation. Ball is given to Gay. It's a touchdown for Notre Dame. Billy Gay, left halfback of Notre Dame, is the man who just made that score. He's done a lot of ball carrying today. He's only a 170-pounder, weighs 170, stands 5'11", is 20 years old. Steve Oraka made one today. Then his team was detected backfield in motion, so the kick was no good. This one is not good either. This one is not good. So Steve Oraka, he made one today, but then his team was detected backfield in motion, so he had to kick it again from the 6-yard line. That one wasn't good. Made the score 6-0. His second attempt today is not good on this touchdown. So the score is now 12-7. Miller and Tunnicliffe are back into the ball game in the backfield for Northwestern. It is going over towards Miller. He takes it on a shoestring catch on the 20s, up to the 25, up to the 30s. Interference is out in front of him, and he is knocked down on the Northwestern 37-yard line. Nice run back. Johnny Miller, left halfback of Northwestern, runs it up to the 37-yard line, and is the Wildcats' ball, 1st and 10 on their own 37. Don Burson, quarterback, calling the signals this time, hands it to Johnny Miller. Johnny Miller breaks into the clear at the 40, goes all the way up to the 44-yard line, and he is brought down on the 44 for a gain of 9 yards. Oh, Northwestern is really calling these plays fast. They run to get back into the huddle. They run to get back into that huddle. Can they do it? The score is 12-7. Notre Dame has scored twice and hasn't kicked the point each time. Here is Art Marakowski fading back to throw a pass. Can't get it away. Elects to run with the ball, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all he gets back to. May have lost a yard. Art Marakowski, who has played a lot of good football. He's the fullback for Northwestern, and he's quite a boy. T formation. Burson this time hands it off to Johnny Miller. Miller comes into the center of the line. He puts his head down, pile drives right through that Notre Dame line. He goes for about 2.5 yards, and that's almost a first down. He may measure to see whether he made it or he didn't. It can be very, very important because it's going to bring up a fourth down, and that puts the quarterback in a terrible hole. Northwestern once stopped Notre Dame at the end of a 20-game winning streak. That's what they're trying to do this afternoon. The Irish are leading. It is fourth down, and Northwestern's going to gamble. Don Burson calling these signals. Fourth down, less than a yard to go. And I think he's got the yard. That's about all he has got, though. It's Art Marakowski on a sweep inside his own left tackle. They may have to bring these line sticks in to measure to see whether it is or is not a first down. The Northwestern team has automatically decided they've made it. Notre Dame says, brother, bring in those line sticks. Let's see. And this is going to be very close and can have a lot of bearing on the game. They did make it. They did make it. This is the last time these two teams are playing each other. They have no future contracts. And they've been traditional rivals since 1899. Johnny Miller carrying the ball this time, and there's going to be a horn on that play, or was a horn, I should say. There's a flag on the play. Little red handkerchief is dropped. Offside on Northwestern, refused by Notre Dame. Northwestern offside on the play is refused by Notre Dame. Notre Dame playing a 5-man line with 3 men backing up that Irish line. Burson calling his signals. Burson hands it off this time to Ed Tunnicliffe. Tunnicliffe is dropped on the line of scrimmage. He gains nothing. Ed Tunnicliffe goes to just about back to the 50-yard line. There's no gain whatsoever in that play. And here comes Northwestern out of the huddle very quickly. The Wildcats in their purple uniforms with their white trousers, all muddy right now, those white trousers. Burson back to Marakowski. Marakowski fading back to throw a long pass. There it goes down the field. It's not good. Not good. Intended for Don Stonecipher. Don Stonecipher could not get it, and I think they're going to rule interference on that. They're going to rule interference on it. They're going to give it to Northwestern all the way down on the Notre Dame 27-yard line. Stonecipher was interfered with. That's the ruling. Now it's a question of whether the pass is going to be ruled complete because of interference. Not only is the pass not going to be ruled complete, but Northwestern is being penalized 15 yards. Called against Northwestern holding, and that penalty came first ahead of we'll go over this play in a moment. The holding penalty came first, so that one is the one they have to march off. Johnny Miller in the boot for Northwestern. He boots it down the field. Waiting to take it is Billy Gay. Billy Gay lets the ball bounce on the Notre Dame 35-yard line. It rolls to the 34. It's touchdown. It's Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10. The penalty for the receiver being interfered with, so that was the one they paced off. From then on, the play was dead anyways. It is Billy Gay carrying the ball. He's up to the 30, up to the 35, up to the 40, goes to the 45, the 50, and he is knocked down on the Northwestern 48-yard line, 47-yard line, as Billy Gay runs it all the way from the Notre Dame 29 to the Northwestern 47-yard line. And with 6.5 minutes of playing time remaining, Notre Dame leading 12-7 in this football game is once again down in the Northwestern territory. Trapuka, who's called a bang-up game all day, gives the ball to Frank Landry. Landry's down to the 40. He's down to the 39. He's knocked down on the 37-yard line. Jack Landry, the right halfback of Notre Dame, but there's going to be a penalty on that play. Called against Northwestern occurred ahead of the receiving penalty, interfering with the receiver called against Notre Dame, so it was the 15-yard penalty against Northwestern, which was paced off. Notre Dame has the ball this time. It is Frankie Trapuka back to Jack Landry. Landry is trying to go around his own left end, and he just about gets back to the line of scrimmage, and no gain whatsoever. Ray Watecha, the center of Northwestern, is the man who makes the stop on the play. And 15 yards to go, even though they've run 3 running plays. For a moment ago, they were detected offside, and a 15-yard penalty was paced off. Here comes Frank Trapuka into the quarterback slot. He calls the signals this time. He's back to throw a forward pass. There goes a long pass all the way down the field. It's too long. Intended for Leon Hart. And here comes another interference penalty. This is all the way down on the Northwestern 17-yard line. I think they're going to claim that Clewey Day, the quarterback of Northwestern, interfered with Leon Hart, the right end of Notre Dame, and they're going to give that pass, a completed forward pass, to Notre Dame on the Northwestern 16-yard line. Frank Trapuka to Leon Hart. Hart didn't catch it. Pee Wee Day is ruled as interfering with Hart, and it is Notre Dame's ball on the Northwestern 16-yard line. It's their ball, 1st and 10 on that interfering penalty. They have the ball down on the Northwestern 16-yard line, and the ball is a direct pass back to center. It is fumbled, and I believe it is recovered. Terry Brennan, the left halfback of Notre Dame, for whom that pass was intended. Either Brennan wasn't looking for it or wasn't expecting it. It got away from him, but he recovered on the 21-yard line for a loss of 6 yards. So it is Notre Dame's ball, 2nd and 15 now, 16 on the Northwestern 21-yard line. Ball is given this time to Billy Gay into a line buck. He goes into the center of the line. He goes between Jack Fallon and Marty Wendell for a gain of about 3 of those 6 yards, which they lost on the preceding play. That brings up the 3rd down. It is still Notre Dame's ball, way down in Northwestern territory. We're into the tail end of this game now. There's only 5 minutes of playing time remaining. Northwestern gets a score. They don't need to kick the extra point. It is Trapuka this time. He laterals it back to Billy Gay. Gay is going back to throw a forward pass. It is thrown down and not good. Not good. Pee Wee Day went high into the air and knocked that one down. Pee Wee Day, quarterback for Northwestern, went into the air, but there is a penalty on that play, too. The little red flag is down on the, well, let's put it down on the 21-yard line. Notre Dame took too much time between plays, so they're penalized 5 yards. That moves the ball back to the Northwestern 23. Holding will be Frank Trapuka. Trapuka holds. The kick is up in the air. It's got the distance, but it is not good. Off to the side, and it is not good. So the score remains Notre Dame 12, Northwestern 7. We're into the 4th and final period now with 4 minutes of playing time remaining. Northwestern can still win this ball game if they can get a touchdown. It is Burson back to throw a forward pass, and it's completed up to the 30-yard line. Ed Tunnelcliffe takes it on the 30, goes up to the Northwestern 34, and the Wildcats begin to fight back again. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame are out in front, but by a very slender margin. 5 points is all that separates these two teams. Notre Dame scored in the first period. They scored in the 4th period. They haven't kicked either of the points. Northwestern scored in the 3rd period. It's 12-7. Here comes Don Burson back to throw another pass. Looks for his man. He can't get it away. He's being hit all the way back by the 20-yard line. The ball rolls back to the 10. It's recovered on the 7 by Notre Dame. It's recovered on the 7 by Notre Dame. Here's what happened. Don Burson trying to throw a pass. He tried to throw it from the 20. Leon Hart was in on him. He retreated all the way back to the 15 to get rid of it. He saw he couldn't shake Hart. He went back to the 10. Hart hit him so hard the ball squirted out of Burson's arms. It was recovered by Billy Fisher. It is Notre Dame's ball on the Northwestern 7-yard line. Notre Dame was offside on that play. So it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. It'll carry the Irish from the Northwestern 7 to the Northwestern 12. Williams down behind the center at quarterback. He's been in at halfback. Now he's in at quarterback. He takes the ball, fakes to give it to Landry, gives it to Billy Gay. Gay going around the side of his line is down to the 10. He's back to the 5, and he is knocked backwards to the 6-yard line. George Sondheim, big burly defensive fullback of Northwestern, drives him all the way back up the field to the 7-yard line, and that's where he's pinioned to the ground. It's Williams again. This time he hands it off to Landry. Landry's coming around the left side of his line. He is back down to the 10, and he is knocked down on the 7-yard line. Pee Wee Day, quarterback of Northwestern, is the man who drives him down. 2 minutes and 25 seconds remaining to be played. There is a penalty on that play, too, and that stops the clock. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this football game. Notre Dame leads 12-7. The Irish have got the ball down on the Northwestern 7-yard line, but there is a penalty on that play. It's against Notre Dame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 yards against Notre Dame. There's only 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining to be played in this football game. Irish are leading, but only by 5 points. They'd like to ensure it if they possibly can. It is a handoff this time to Billy Gay. Gay going on the right side of his line is back to the 20. He's down to the 15, and he's knocked down on the 13-yard line. Tom Worthington, left halfback, defensively for Northwestern, is the man who brings him down to the ground. There's only 2 minutes and 5 seconds remaining to be played now. The clock's in Notre Dame's favor. Notre Dame knows that the longer they can hold on to this ball, the less chance Northwestern has of tying up this game. Well, it can't be a tie if Northwestern gets their hands on the ball and can just score a touchdown. If they can. They say they can. Northwestern says so. Notre Dame says no. Trapuka's back in at quarterback. He shovels it out to Johnny Coutre. Coutre's coming around the left side of his line, and he is being hit back on the 17-yard line. Hit on the 17-yard line and hit hard. So there's a minute and 30 seconds remaining to be played. Ray Wichita, Art Marakowski are the men who hit him down. And practically everybody in this entire stadium is standing up now as time is beginning to run out. It's a gray, murky, overcast day. In comes Steve Oracco again. Frank Trapuka will hold. Steve Oracco will try the kick. Actually, it's Bobby Williams who's going to hold this time, not Trapuka. And Oracco is going to try it from the 24. It is up in the air. It is up in the air. It is not good. It is not good. And so Northwestern, with 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining to be played in this ball game. That's all there is. As a matter of fact, there isn't even that. The clock shows 55 seconds remaining to be played. 55 seconds remaining to be played. Northwestern has the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Knowing they're going to take to the air. Incidentally, we'll give you scores of all ball games in just a minute, as soon as this game ends. All right, it's Don Burson, their passing specialist, is in there at quarterback. He hands the ball back to Aschenbrenner. Aschenbrenner laterals a long one across the field. Not caught. Intended for Burson. Burson who gave it to Aschenbrenner, only to have Aschenbrenner aim a long lateral back at Burson, and it is not good. Incomplete, stops the clock. There are 51 seconds remaining to be played. Notre Dame leads 12-7. Score is 12-7, Notre Dame over Northwestern. Aschenbrenner and Tunnelcliff both way out to the right. Don Burson is in the quarterback spot. Art Marakowski is behind him. Burson racing around to find a man to throw to. There goes a long pass down the field, and it's not good. It is not good. Intended for Aschenbrenner. Burson to Aschenbrenner, and it is incomplete. And that stops the clock again. 45 seconds remaining in this football game. Notre Dame leads 12-7. A Notre Dame team which just wouldn't be licked today, playing a Wildcat team, which I could say the same thing for. A team from Northwestern that has never stopped trying from the opening whistle until this moment right now, with 45 seconds remaining to be played in the game. Both of these clubs have literally shot the works today. Aschenbrenner and Tunnelcliff, the two wingbacks, out very wide. It's Burson back for another pass for Northwestern. He throws a long one down the middle of the field, and it's not good. It is not good. Intended for Don Stonecipher. Frankie Smith, the new quarterback of Notre Dame, bats it down to the ground. Incomplete. So it's going to bring up a 4th down. It may be Northwestern's last crack of the afternoon. If they miss this one, Notre Dame takes over. And will they kick or will they try? There's only 40 seconds remaining to be played in the game. They got their ends out wide. They do. Apparently Northwestern's going to play it safe. 4th down, 10 yards to go, and Aschenbrenner's going to boot it. He does. He gets a lofty one up into the air. Waiting to take it is Frankie Smith. He takes it, lets it roll back to the 35, and then steps away from the ball as he sees it's bounding crazily. Runs in, tries to pick the ball up, and picks up 2 yards on the play. As the ball is lying on the ground, nobody is touching it. Everybody is looking at it. He runs in. Now the clock is ticking away, and there are just seconds remaining to be played in the ball game. Notre Dame's backfield is Bob Williams at quarterback, Larry Coutry at right half, Frankie Spaniel at fullback, Billy Gay at left halfback. Northwestern goes on to the defensive, and with 20 seconds remaining, it looks now like it's in the bag for Notre Dame. 12-7 looks like it's going to be the final count. Notre Dame has the ball in their own 39.5-yard line, and the clay day is getting very dark. It's damp, it's overcast, it's been cold, but the crowd has stayed to the bitter end. Witnessed an inspired performance by both teams. Notre Dame had to come from behind to win this ball game. And if they do, they will have set an all-time record for Notre Dame teams. They will have run off their 21st consecutive victory. Frankie Trapuka comes back in at quarterback now. He can throw it if he wants to. There's only 20 seconds remaining in the game. Something is wrong, and Notre Dame's going to be penalized 5 yards for taking too much time between plays. They're now back on their own 34-yard line, and we are into the very closing seconds of a really great football game. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle now, running out of this T formation. Out to the right goes Jerry Coutray. It is Trapuka calling the signals. He tries a quarterback sneak, and there is a horn on the play. A horn on the play. Trapuka tried to play it safe on the quarterback sneak, realizing he was the only man that would hold the ball in that case, and he did hold it. There was no gain on that play, but they picked up 5 yards, they being the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, thanks to the fact that Northwestern was offside. So it's 1st and 5 now. Billy Gay way out to the right this time. Trapuka again. The seconds are ticking away. It is Mr. Trapuka into the center of the line. He finds a nice hole, goes through the center for a good 4.5 yards. Now there is only 12 seconds, 11 seconds, 10 seconds, and the clock is stopped again. Here comes Notre Dame back to the line of scrimmage very quickly this time. Their two wing backs are out behind the ends. That means about 5 yards more than normal. Trapuka on another quarterback sneak. He goes into the center of the line. The clock's ticking away. Picked up 2 yards. And the clock is stopped as another penalty is going to be inflicted. Here comes Notre Dame out of the huddle very quickly this time. It is Trapuka right down behind his center. He's going into the center of the line again in a quarterback sneak. All he's trying to do is run away the clock. There are 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, 1 second left. And it's over. Notre Dame wins. They're still unbeaten.